Hello, soul family. I love you all. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. Today, I'm going to show you guys a exercise that you can use in order to assist your sacred secretion to rise after the secretion has been drained down the spine. So this is just going to be an extra layer of your practice that you can add. And we know the sacred secretion is secreted, when your sun, or when the moon goes into your sun sign. So pretty much what I do every month is for a good almost a week, 5 days or so leading into the exercise, and then even 4 or 5 days after the moon enters my sun sign, I'll do these practices daily. And then also I do the circulation of the body of light, or also called the microcosmic orbit as well. But with this exercise, you're going to be activating the two different pumps that are along your spine. So you have your sacral pump down in the area of your lower chakras, your root chakra and stuff, and the tailbone. And then you have your cranial pump, which is at the back of your skull, right back here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start the exercise just by warming up our hands and kind of getting some energy moving through our palm chakras. So if you are left-handed, that's going to be the hands you put on your lower back to push energy, and then your receptive hand you put at the top of the back of the head. So if you're left-handed, your left hand goes on the lower back, and if you're right-handed, your right hand goes on the lower back. So first we're going to do this, get these activated, and then after you get your hands nice and warm and tingly, take it and at first put it into your, basically around your private area, just to add some chi down to your root and sacral chakra area. Kind of let it warm up, and we're going to do this for just a little while. Give it a minute or two, kind of putting your intention on pushing energy to this area. After we do that for a few minutes, we're going to do what I just said, and we're going to take our hands. I'm left-handed, so my left hand's going to go to my lower back near my tailbone, and then my right hand is going to go to the very back of my head. And check out my video on the microcosmic orbit as well, or the circulation of the body of light, because you can add that to this practice, where you have the water channel coming down the front, which is your yin energy, your feminine energy, comes down the front, and the fire yang masculine energy comes up the spine, up the back of the top of the head, and back around like that. So if you already are familiar with that practice, you can add this to this while you're doing your breath work, and breathing in, drawing energy up the spine, and then breathing out down the front, or you can do it the opposite, just whatever feels most comfortable for you. So you're going to do this for a good 4 or 5 minutes, kind of like massaging the area and allowing energy to kind of start flowing there. And then after we do this for a few minutes, we're going to move into the next step of the exercise. So this is where we're going to be actually squeezing the different muscles around the area of the pump in order to squeeze and push this sacred secretion, cerebral spinal fluid, which is connected to your Kundalini, squeezing it from your root chakra back up the spine and getting it back up into the brain, to the area of the pituitary and pineal gland. So you start out and you take a big deep breath in down into your belly, into your lower dantian. So you let your stomach expand and everything with filling it up with so much air. And after you have your lungs full of air, you tighten your upper abdomen muscles, like right here around where your stomach is. And right after you activate that muscle, you suck your stomach in. So you want to, suck it in as much as you can. And after you have sucked it in, then you're going to activate your pelvic floor muscles. So you're going to kind of pull up on the muscles down in your private area and kind of near your butt. If you do pelvic floor exercises or Kegels or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So you're going to pull up and squeeze, kind of squeeze your hips and butt cheeks kind of together and pull up on that muscle to squeeze and push the cerebral spinal fluid back up the spine. And we're going to do many cycles of this. So and you can squeeze and pump at the bottom once you've got the air held in and your stomach sucked in, the upper stomach tightened. You can squeeze the your lower muscles and your pelvic floor a couple of times during that breath, and then you release, and then do it again over and over for a little bit. And then after a little bit, we're going to, when you start to feel the energy moving up the spinal area, or you can just, feel any tingling, really just whether you feel anything or not, you're going to continue to doing this. And then as the secondary part of the pumping, when you do the pelvic floor exercise and pull and squeeze it up the spine, then secondarily you're going to squeeze your cranial pump. So it's kind of like pulling your ears back and tightening those muscles on the back of your head. If you pull your head down, you can kind of feel those muscles activating. So you do the pump down there and then squeeze and push in the back, so the cranial pump. So I'm gonna go over it again really quick. So first you activate the chakras in your hands and get some energy flowing to them. Then you just heat up and give a few minutes down in your lower chakras, your private area. From there, you take your active hand, the hand that you write with, and you can even rub them again to kind of get the energy back. You put your active hand to the lower back and your receptive hand to the back of the cranial pump. You squeeze and massage a little bit and focus your energy and your intentions on these areas, pushing energy into them. Then after you've done this for a few minutes, you go to start the breathing exercise. With this, you inhale big, really deep breaths down into the lower belly, the lower dantian, and then you tighten these upper abdominal muscles, suck the stomach in. While you're doing that, then you do the pelvic floor exercise, pumping, squeezing your butt muscles together and, pulling your pelvic floor up. And there's different pelvic floor exercises. There are ones where you're like cutting off the pee and you're pushing, and then there's the ones where you're actually lifting, and you want to be doing the one that's lifting. You can do both, kind of going back and forth on the floor, so you can pull, push, pull, push, pull, push. But just to start out, just pull, so that you're just pumping that cerebral spinal fluid back up from the sacral pump up to the cranial pump. And then just to add an extra layer, after you squeeze that one, then you squeeze this one, and you do this in a cycle. Breath, tighten, suck in, squeeze, squeeze. Breath, tighten, suck in, squeeze, squeeze. And you're just gonna do this many rounds of it until you just kind of till you get tired and you feel intuitively that it's time. Just follow your intuition, and you're definitely there. After you do this for a little while, you're gonna start seeing major differences, and you're gonna have some major activations. And I'm not going to give too many of the sensations and things that can actually happen, because I don't want you to project that with your conscious mind expecting something. I want you to be able to have a genuine experience where you really are learning how to tap into these divine energies that reside within us. The Kundalini is our birthright, and I believe that if every human being really fully awaken their Kundalini and experience their sacred secretion one time, the whole world would change for sure. But I love you all. If you're if you're trying to raise your sacred secretion, you can go watch other videos on it, but you definitely don't want to drink alcohol. If you're a male, you definitely don't want to have ejaculatory orgasms. You don't want to get your emotions and have too much cortisol in the blood, so you don't want to get emotionally riled up, angry, or just nervous or scared or anything like that. And just live a loving, peaceful life. Live from the heart. And like I said, go check out some more videos on the sacred secretion. There's many more videos. I did like a little one, but I'll go into more detail on it later. But yeah, that's about it for this exercise. I love you all. Hope everyone has a wonderful day today. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Also, leave your experiences. If you guys actually incorporate this into your practice, let me know exactly how it's working for you guys after you've worked with it for a little while. But I love you all. Everyone have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe if you haven't. There'll be many, many, many more videos like this to come. Hope y'all have an amazing day. Peace.